I forgot to live. I am an old man now. My hair is white and my hands shake a little. Every morning I sit in my small garden and drink tea. The sun warms my face and I listen to the birds. But my mind goes back to when I was young. When I was a young man, I had one big love, football. Not playing football, but watching it. I watched every match on TV. I listened to games on the radio. I even read about old matches in books and newspapers. I knew all the teams. I knew the names of the players, their numbers, and even what shoes they wore. I had a big box full of posters and team photos. My room was covered with football things. My mother used to say, "This boy loves football more than his own life." I remember shouting during games. When my team scored, I jumped and screamed. I ran around the room like a child. But when they lost, oh, that was bad. I didn't eat. I didn't sleep well. Sometimes I didn't talk to anyone for 2 or 3 days. Once I didn't go to my cousin's wedding because there was a big game that day. My family was angry. My uncle didn't speak to me for months, but I didn't care. I only cared about the score. I also lost friends because of football. One of my best friends liked another team. One day we argued. I said bad things. He said bad things. We stopped talking. We were young and foolish, all because of a game. Looking back now, I see it clearly. I was not living my life. I was living inside the game. Football was not just fun for me. It was everything, maybe too much. As time passed, football became bigger in my life. I watched every match, even late at night. I stopped doing other things. I didn't go out much. I didn't help my parents. I didn't study. I didn't learn anything new. I only watched football. My family told me, "You are wasting your time." But I didn't listen. I thought they didn't understand me. I thought football was my dream. But now I see they were right. I missed many chances in life. I remember one day very well. My favourite team lost an important match. I was so angry. I broke the TV remote. I shouted at my mother. She was just trying to calm me down. I feel sad when I remember that. My father came into the room. He said, "Is this what you have become? A boy who shouts because of a game?" I didn't answer. I was too full of pride. I thought football was more important than their words. Sometimes I forgot to eat. I didn't sleep enough. I was always tired, but I kept watching football. When people asked me what I wanted to do in life, I had no answer. I didn't have any plan. I only had teams, scores, and players in my head. One evening I looked in the mirror. My eyes were tired. My face looked older than my age. I asked myself, what am I doing? Is this really life? That was the first time I started to feel empty. I still loved football, but I began to see that life is bigger than a ball on a field. After that night, something inside me changed. I still loved football, but I didn't want it to control my life anymore. I wanted to do other things too. I wanted to learn, to grow, to live. I started reading books, not just about football, but about life. I learned new things slowly, one by one. At first it was hard. I didn't know where to start. But I kept going. I also began to talk more with my family. I listened to them. I helped my mother in the kitchen. I walked with my father in the garden. We talked about simple things. I had missed these moments before. I called my old friend, the one I stopped talking to because of football. I said, "I'm sorry." He was quiet at first. Then he laughed and said, "It took you long enough." We talked for hours. I felt something warm in my heart. I still watched football, but not like before. If my team lost, I didn't get angry. I didn't cry. I just smiled and said, "Next time." Football became fun again, not pain. People around me noticed the change. My sister said, "You look happier." My mother said, "You talk more now." My father gave me a hug. He didn't say much, but I saw the joy in his eyes. As I changed, I saw the world differently. Before, my world was small. It was only about football. But now I saw more. I saw people. I saw beauty. I saw time passing, and I didn't want to waste it. I began walking in the park every morning. I watched the trees, the birds, the children playing. I smiled at strangers. I talked to old friends. I started writing in a small notebook. Just thoughts, feelings, and memories. One day, I met a young boy in the park. He had a football in his hand. He said, "Do you like football, sir?" I smiled. "Yes," I said. "I loved it very much." He asked, "Who is your favourite player?" I told him some names from long ago. We sat on a bench and talked for a while. I told him about my younger days, how I loved the game too much, how I forgot about everything else. He listened carefully. He said, "I want to play football, but also go to school." I said, "That's very wise." I saw myself in that boy, full of love, full of dreams, but now I had something he didn't: time and experience. I wanted him to enjoy the game, but not forget life outside it. That day I walked home with a quiet heart. I felt peace. I felt like I had learned something important, and I wanted to pass it on. I kept thinking about that young boy in the park. He reminded me of myself many years ago, but he had a chance to do better. I hoped he would not make the same mistakes I did. I started writing letters to young people in my neighbourhood. Simple letters with advice. I wrote, "Love your hobbies, but love your life more." I left the letters at the library, at the park, at the school gate. Some people read them. Some smiled at me when they saw me. A few even came to my house. We sat and talked. I told them my story, not to make them sad, but to help them think. I told them it's okay to love football, music, games, but don't forget your family, your future, your time. Many of them listened. Some asked questions. Some just said, "Thank you." I felt useful again. I felt like my old mistakes had meaning now. Maybe I had wasted many years, but now I could help others use their time better. At night, I often sat by the window. The stars looked bright in the dark sky. I held my notebook and wrote one sentence. It's never too late to change. I smiled. I believed it. I was living proof. Now many years have passed. I don't run anymore. I don't shout at the TV. I don't cry when my team loses. I just smile and say, it was a good game. Football is still part of my life, but it's not the only part. Now I enjoy many things. Quiet mornings, family visits, books and long walks. Life feels full, not empty. Sometimes I meet young people who ask, do you still watch football? I say yes, but I don't live for it anymore. I live for today. They laugh, but they understand. One boy said to me, you are wise. I laughed. No, I said, I just made many mistakes. But maybe that's what wisdom is, learning after falling and sharing what you've learned. Now, when I look back, I don't feel sad. I feel thankful. Even my mistakes helped me grow. Even my foolish days gave me stories to tell. If I could speak to my younger self, I would say, enjoy the game, but don't forget your life. The world is bigger than a screen. Your time is precious. Use it well. That is my story. Thank you for listening.